Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toka too. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Where you at?
Yeah, I've been in your raps and boys out here telling fables. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting no fights on the table. I'm calling that Boston since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka too. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the Pika. Little Glock by my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out man, Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandals. Bruce pass me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this the fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed, yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps. Always got a different strain, bitch, you ain't like me.
I'm still going. Susanna, my sister, thank you much for stopping by. De Niro, good to see you again, my brother. You made it in early today, man, like you missed yesterday's, because you know you would have smoked that Larry Holmes quiz. But I tell you, it's strange putting together one of these shows when you have to dig up a bunch of people and get all the get them all together, try to send the links out at the same time, and we'll see who comes in here, man. We'll see. I did most of my part. I'm going to call Eddie Mustafa Muhammad because that was a weird one today. I talked to Eddie. I talked to him a few times this week, man. Really, really nice guy. And everybody knows Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, former WBA. Where's my torch? Former WBA light heavyweight champion. And I tried to get a text to him, and his phone wouldn't take my text. It was really weird. It was kind of driving me nuts. But hey, anyway, man, one of the guests of honors is here, the first lady of boxing herself, and look at her tonight, man. She's looking good.
Hello, hi everybody.
What's up, my sister? How are we this evening?
I'm doing well.
I'll tell you, that was a strange thing with Eddie today, man.
Yeah, I don't know why Coach couldn't get the link.
Very, very strange, and I can give him a buzz. We can talk to him, but we have this, like, we're speaking about Archie Moore in the month of December. Was Archie Mr. December? Was that like everything in his life seemed to happen? All these events.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty ironic for everything. His birth, his death, his championships.
His
Insane.
Greatest fight. Oh.
Yeah, his greatest fight. Yeah. I guess it was a lucky month. He used to tease and say that he was born on Friday the 13th. But he wasn't. It was Wednesday, the 13th, though.
Paul Driscoll, my brother from Facebook. Salute, man. Thanks for stopping by. Gold Eye, always a pleasure to see you, man.
Hey, Paul.
You know Paul.
Yeah, that's my buddy.
I see Paul on Facebook. He shows me a lot of his memorabilia. He's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the big Larry Holmes fan. I think he's Larry Holmes' biggest fan.
Well, I did a Larry Holmes trivia. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah. And, yeah, I did see it, but it toward the end.
And these things, they're like pop-up, spur of the moments. Yeah. I hate to plan stuff and schedule stuff. It always get the best plans of mice and men. They always get crumbled anyway. It seems like even tonight, man. I wanted to get Eddie on here with the camera, and I sent Paul Gallagher invites. but he didn't get back to me. But I sent it to his email and stuff. And Terrible Tim, I call Terrible Tim. I call Terrible Tim almost every day, but he wants to stop in. And I said, Tim, I hate to impose on you, brother, because man, I feel like I do a lot, because he's probably done 50 shows with me in the last couple of years. He always pops in, but he's like, no, I like going on there. And I told him I was going to get Eddie. He goes, Eddie's going to be on there? And I said, oh yeah, we're gonna call Eddie up. Because Eddie was a pupil of the great Archie Moore. Is that not right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Want to elaborate a little bit on that one?
No. Well, I was gonna let him.
I have a toke.
Okay, you have a toke. I wanted to let Coach elaborate on his experience with Daddy and things like that.
Well, why don't we just give him a call?
Okay. Where's Paul Gallagher?
I don't know. I sent Paul links and emails. Well, I always hate to be a pain in the ass because I feel like I impose people. I'm a nobody, and I'm getting these big important people like you, Eddie, Paul.
We're no different than you.
Well, I know we all put up. There he is.
Hello.
Eddie, it's Bruce Gass.
Hello.
Eddie, it's Bruce Gass. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm on here with Jay Marie, and this is the anniversary of. First of all, man, I want to tell people that I got a guy on the phone here, man. His name is Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. When I first started watching him, they called him Eddie the Flash Gregory, and I mean, this man is a legend in boxing. He defeated Matthew Saad Muhammad. He's been a WBA light heavyweight champion. He's just an amazing guy, and I had the pleasure of meeting him. And Eddie, want to say hi to these people out there?
Hello, everybody.
You're definitely a legend, brother.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
We're on here today because this is Archie Moore's 72nd anniversary of when he won his title, and you and Archie have some history, right?
Oh, without a doubt. Archie was very instrumental in my boxing career. Taught me a lot.
Paul Gallagher just jumped on here, man. A good friend, an author. Paul, we got Eddie Mustafa Muhammad on the phone.
Okay. Sorry I was late.
Oh, that's okay, man. We don't do anything here on schedule. Well, we put this together. We started to do it last week. I think I ran it together on Sunday night, and I was lucky enough to get Eddie come on here, but we couldn't get him to click a link for some reason. I couldn't send him a text. Very, very frustrating on my part.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Okay. Well, hey, we're here to talk about Archie Moore.
Yeah.
Eddie, what did Archie Moore teach you, man? Any tricks of the trade that you learned from the old mongoose?
Archie taught me a great deal of boxing, about how to hit and not get hit. Archie was a master at that.
What was it? Was it the cross arm defense? The crab? What was the style?
Well, both cross arm defense and the crab style. But I had my own ways to pull out of the punching. But Archie was a master at that. He taught me how not to get hit.
All right, man. Hey, Eddie, I got another friend of yours that just jumped in the room, man. His name is Terrible Tim Witherspoon. You know this guy?
Oh, that's my guy. Hey,
Mustafa, what you doing, champ?
I'm sitting back, relaxing, watching TV. How you doing, man?
Everything good. I just came from home. I was training, and then I went shopping to get food, and I started cooking. Then I said, wait a minute, Mustafa coming on here. I had to hurry up. So I got the food. I turned the food. The food is half cooked. Hey.
No, don't burn it, man.
No. You was coming on, and the other superstars on here. I had to come on.
I appreciate that, Tim.
That's Archie Moore's daughter, right?
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, and the famous. No, I was cooking. I said, man, so it's half cooked. So we coming on. Mustafa was a bad behind light heavyweight. Slim, I don't know. I know you was with Archie, but Slim showed him a whole lot of stuff too. He showed me some stuff.
Showed me a whole lot of stuff.
That's right. Eddie was taking them dudes out. Marvin Johnson, all of them. I was the sparring partner.
You helped me a great deal, Tim. You helped me a great deal.
That's right. I was sparring partner with Saad Muhammad, Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks.
Yeah.
All those light heavyweights, man. I had a good time, man. Learning a whole lot of stuff. And I remember, I remember when we was around Archie Moore with Mustafa. Mustafa, you was like communicating with him too, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. Archie was the man. Yep.
Oh, that was the golden era of the light heavyweights. We had so many great light heavyweights in that era. Marvin Johnson, Saad Mohammed, Eddie,
Yes.
Michael Spinks. Oh, dude, they were just so many.
That was the era of the light heavyweights.
Yeah.
What was y'all talking about? I didn't mean to come in and interrupt.
We just started. We're here to honor the Archie winning the light heavyweight title at 36 years old. Probably one of the that's a feat in itself. The man had to wait. How many years did he have to wait to get a title shot?
Well, he had his first fight in 1935, so he waited between 16 and 17 years.
Wow.
170 fights approximately before he got his shot.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah. And guys, the secret that he had is that he kept himself in shape. He was, he had a remarkable body. He could take off 20, 25 pounds in 6 weeks to get ready. And like Eddie was saying earlier, boxing is about learning how to hit and not get hit. And there was nobody better at not getting hit than Archie Moore.
That's true.
Archie was a great person.
Nice and quiet. To me, he was kind of quiet. He wasn't really, he speak, but you was around him more than me. I was around him a lot, but I know he was working with you. I was around him a lot, but not as much as you, Mustafa. And you could just feel his energy, man. He was a nice guy. I don't know what his daughters could say.
Oh, without a doubt.
He was a really nice guy, man.
People how to box and hit without getting hit.
Yep.
Something you don't see today. The guys today, no defense.
Well, Slim taught me both. Slim was telling me you got to learn both. Slim was really a slick and really smart. Everybody respected him.
Oh,
I was Mustafa. I was Mustafa number one sparring partner when he was getting ready for his fight. And Slim shaped him up. He was already champ and killing people, but Slim shaped him up and even a little bit more, man. And I learned a lot from them being together. Yep. We went in a lot of countries. We went a lot of places, didn't we, Mustafa? We went a lot of places, didn't we?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Man, I'll tell you, having the two superstars from Philadelphia in here. You know what I remember?
He's from New York.
That's right, New York, but he was right in that clan of the Philadelphia light heavyweights. And one of the things I remember about Eddie, one of the big things is when you went into Rahway Prison and you fought James Scott. You want to talk a little bit about that crazy experience, Eddie?
Wasn't I sparring with you, Mustafa?
I do. The reason why I went is because I know I was coming out.
Hey, Mustafa, was I sparring with you for that fight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't go inside the prison, did I?
You would remember that one, Tim.
I think we did. I think I did go inside the prison. We went into prison.
But I had a great time.
Yep. When you go into the prison, you go 5 feet, they close the gate behind you. You walk another 5 feet, they close that gate. You keep going through all these different ones, they close the gate. Every 20 feet, you got to walk and they close the gate, and then you get to where you got to go. I was like, that's all these different, you got to go this far, and they open up the door. Then you walk into another area. You go another 30 yards. Then they open up another one. I said, I'm not going to jail. I'm
No,
not going
that,
to jail.
that was a very, very historic fight. Because, just James Scott being in prison and Eddie being the first guy, the first professional, ranked professional to go in there and give him a chance. And Eddie, there must have been pressure on you going in there, no? I mean, was that just another day?
Well, to me, it was just a fight. That's all it was. It was just
James
a fight.
wasn't no joke, though, Mustafa Cello.
Yeah, James was a good fighter too, man. He
Oh, without a doubt. He was always in condition. Because
There
he
you
was
go.
that's the key, I
There you
guess,
go.
huh?
No, he was. Well, you got to be in condition, but you got to know stuff too. Yep, you got to know something too. You can be in good shape, but you got to know something too with that and being in shape.
Oh, without a doubt.
Hey, Eddie, when you fought in Rahway Prison, did your manager was he aware of Mr. Scott's whereabouts? Because Yaki Lopez from Stockton, California, he fought James Scott also in Rahway Prison, and I spoke with his manager. And his manager said he followed James into the bathroom. He went into his stall, and he was convinced he loaded up on amphetamines because he came out looking different.
Because we didn't follow them guys into a stall or anything like that. You never know. But he took some relation shots
He
from
took
me.
drugs. You saying he took drugs?
Yeah.
Wow. You talking about James Scott?
Yes.
Well, you think about it now, it seems like everybody in boxing is getting popped for doing drugs. So it's not that it surprises me, but it's not that big a revelation. And seeing that in prison, you can get anything you want. I mean, you can get speed, you can get uppers, downers, steroids. So
But this guy was in top shape all the time, Bruce.
Very, very, very believable. Yeah, but
Bruce, all he had to do was train in the prison.
steroids are extra. So some people want that extra edge. It's illegal now. They're testing for it, but back in the late '70s, they weren't testing for amphetamines or.
Well, he never got tired when we fought.
Yeah,
we were
never.
hard rounds.
12 and 15.
Yeah.
Eddie, when early in your career, they sent you down to Argentina. Was it Italy? When you fought Victor Galindez.
Galindez. Yeah, and I thought I beat Galindez. Everybody thought I beat him.
And it was the same thing with your other fight in Italy too. Was it the European guy? I forget his name. Slobodan Catcher. Another split decision. So you didn't have very good luck in Italy, did you, brother?
But I put up a good fight. That's why I was always in demand.
Oh, both fights, man. Like you said, they were split. Both were split decisions.
Right.
Jeez.
I thought I beat both of them.
Yep. But you still grabbed that gold, man. Want to talk a little bit about that night with Victor Galindez?
Victor was a tough guy. I give him the credit. He's not with us anymore. He got killed.
Wow.
But Victor was a great fighder.
Yeah, that was.
Victor Galindez got killed, huh?
Well, Victor wanted to be a race car driver, and when he retired from boxing, his first race he was the co-driver, and the car broke down, and him and the co-driver got out to return to the pit. They both got killed. So,
they got ran over.
They got ran over. Yep. I mean, it was so bizarre. That was Victor's bucket list. He wanted to be a race car driver. He achieved what he did in boxing. And I think that was the last fight that he had with you, wasn't it, Eddie?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Pretty close, but man, that was at the Superdome.
Yeah, Victor was a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
He always gave me respect when I would see him.
I saw so many of his fights televised on like ABC.
What was it? His left hook? Did he have a good left hook? Was that?
Both hands.
Okay, both hands. Okay.
He was one of those tough Argentinians. When you see that, when they talk about a tough Argentinian fighter, that was Victor Galindez right there. He was a bull.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
He was a bull.
Well, I was young and up and coming, and I just, Slim dragged me right along with all the guys he was training. Mustafa, he was training Mustafa, and I was sparring partners to all those great light heavyweights. Mustafa, Michael Spinks. I only sparred with Mike Rossman, I think, twice. With him, let me see, was there a couple of other. That was the era of the light heavyweights. I'm telling you, when Mustafa and all of them was,
Right.
yeah, that was the era of all the great light heavyweights. That was beautiful, man. And I had a chance to be with them guys, man. Yup. And Victor Galindez, Yaki Lopez. I met Yaki Lopez. He cool with me and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm privileged. I'm down with these light heavyweights champions, and inspired me. It inspired me being around them. Yup.
Well, you helped my career a great deal, Tim. You got me in tip top shape to go 15 hard rounds.
Yup, I had to get ready, man, because you wasn't no joke. Mustafa wasn't no joke. I'm telling you. I had to get ready, but boy, that was some rough sparring. I'm telling you. So I can
Well,
imagine I'll imagine what your opponents felt after that,
Mm.
yeah.
after the fights. I had to come on. I was like, man, I rushed from the gym. I went to the grocery store. I went and brought the food. I started cutting up garlic and stuff. I said, wait a minute, I got Mustafa coming on. I had to come over and see you. Yeah, we had some good times, man.
when is the last time y'all have spoken?
Who? I think I seen you before. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Well, y'all got to get together more. It's people in boxing. We all have to get together and you know
we definitely
congregate
have
with
to
each
build
other.
boxing. We definitely have to build it back up. And
Yeah,
being together doing podcasts is like a help. You
yeah,
know,
it does.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're right. Like meeting up, talking, and
Yeah.
because all that other stuff is pulling boxing down a little bit. Like
Oh yeah.
The Jake Paul,
Oh
and
my
all that
gosh.
stuff. You know. So yeah, you right, sister. You right.
Yeah. I mean, after a while, it'll just be internet boxing. I mean, we got people, albeit they're training, obviously, and winning fights or whatever you want to call them. Still, he's from the internet. Come on. They already leave boxers behind with organized sports like NFL, NBA, things like that, WNBA. And, the thing is that they leave us behind. We have no retirement. We have no medical insurance. We don't have anything but ourselves while we're in that ring during that era, period. And
But ain't
once the
a
smoke
15 round
clears,
title fight.
huh?
There's nothing like a 15 round title fight.
Wow.
But they
That's
12. They
I,
12
I,
now.
right, but you know what I love, what Coach just said. What I love is the fact that he has fought a 15-round fight. That puts him in,
Oh,
the stratosphere as far as I'm
Elite
concerned.
Club, definitely,
I
definitely.
When
was
you can go 15 rounds, that's crazy.
I was the last one in boxing history to fight at 15. I think
Oh,
I
see,
think
I
yeah,
mean,
Really?
I think it was Tony Tubbs, and I think we
oh, I
went,
know Tony. Yeah,
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 we went
but see,
15 rounds, and then the commissioner and
commission changed
they,
it.
yeah, yeah. Because the
Yeah,
kid got knocked out and killed, Dooku Kim. Not was it
yeah.
Dooku Kim? He got killed, so that's when they changed the rules.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. But see but what I'm saying is still, as far as y'all fighting 15 rounds, that's the era of Ali, that's the era of Archie Moore. He didn't have nothing but 15 rounds. You see?
No, not a doubt.
But
So
some
I mean, that's what he trained for every day of his life, was for 15 rounds. It wasn't like, oh, you're gonna fight a
Right.
10 rounder, or whatever, or a championship was 12 rounds. And they talk about, a lot of people talk about doing fights. You know, a friend of mine, Ron Lipton, is going to put together a fantasy fight with who's the champion now? What's his name? Oh gosh, on the tip of my tongue. The light heavyweight champion, Bertabov,
Turbiev.
Bertabov.
Turbiev.
Okay, yeah, him. So he's going to do a fantasy fight with Archie Moore and him. Well, be it be it as it may, still he's never gone 15 rounds. So in a way, to me, you can't compare him. They don't belong in the same ring on any day. You know, you can, try going 3 more rounds after hit that, 12 or raising your hand. Now let's go 15. Let's go 3 extra rounds. Half the people today wouldn't make it. They wouldn't make it. How many boxers do you know that are fighting now today, and they're fighting 12, 10, and 12 rounders? How many boxers do you know could actually go the distance?
Not too many.
Yeah, they was doing it because of the physical, like the health wise, and they don't want nobody. They after that many rounds, and I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. About like go to 15, and if you can go to 15, and you can knock the guy out, or you become victorious. That is really good. But when I went 15, and then I went 12. And I thought about it, and I said, "What? That kind of make a little sense." But you right, kind of like the winner got to go to the end, whatever the rounds is 15, and come out victorious. But I felt that the 12 was kind of like reasonable in a
Yeah,
way.
no, I get that. I get that,
But
but
you're right about
for
that.
for
You fight to the end.
years, yeah, for years since the beginning of boxing, it was 15 rounds.
15 rounds.
Okay,
Well,
and I know a lot of our warriors, suffered, mentally, uh, probably from the 15 rounds, and it showed. Um, and so with that, to me, if it affects people mentally, because
Well, I always was a 15 round fighter.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
always
I
wanted
mean,
to fight 15 rounds.
and like you said, the name of the game is hit and don't get hit. It's not sitting there banging and letting somebody, make mush meat out of your brain. That's your brain,
mm,
and it's floating.
But don't
Huh?
nobody had there about a lot of people, a lot of boxers didn't have good trainers like me and Mustafa. There's somebody that could teach you how to block punches
Listen, sweetie. Listen,
and
sweetie. And he's my guy, so don't don't get upset. But
who?
Muhammad Ali had the best trainers. So for him to get in the ring and sit there and let somebody play ping pong with his head
Well, let me say something about
is
that.
crazy.
Let me say something about that. Me and Mustafa was with Muhammad, and I'm not trying to down you or nothing like that, but he didn't even listen to them. They didn't teach him.
No, no,
Then Slim Robinson showed him a couple of things, but his trainers, Ali wouldn't listen to none of them.
I
Mustafa told
know.
you to. He what he did, he won the title. He won the title on his own. Now he must have had another trainer. Mustafa might know, but he didn't even listen to Buju Bodini and them. They motivated him with their talking, but in terms of skills,
Yeah, well,
he didn't listen to them.
Boondini wasn't really his trainer. He was like his more like his hype
Soroya,
man.
whatever his name was,
He-
the Cuban dude. Mustafa, no, let Mustafa go ahead. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, Mustafa. You probably in trouble. With some Mustafa.
Yeah.
Yo, we was talking about Muhammad. We was around him. You sparred with him. I was his sparring partner also. But he didn't listen to Bodini and them. They were motivators. Nobody showed him
Yeah.
how to do stuff. But he listened to Slim Robinson a couple of things. Slim was telling him something, and he kind of like listened to it. But he wouldn't listen to Drew Bodini or them other guys. He didn't. He did his own thing.
Yeah, not at
well,
all.
I mean, Angelo Dundee.
He
You
didn't
know,
listen to Angelo.
well, I know
Really?
he.
To
I mean,
himself.
like you said, he didn't listen to
He
anybody.
He said Dundee taught him the jab. That's what he said.
Huh?
Other than that, Dundee didn't teach him anything. He taught him. Ali said that Dundee taught him the jab, but that's the only thing he really learned from Angelo Dundee. He said that.
Wow.
Because
Well,
nobody fights
always
the way
go-
he fought.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
always go by this, and if your trainer fought before, I'm sure that he can really, show you some stuff. And there is some trainers, they be around long enough to say, hey man, that works. And maybe I don't know if he physically could tell you how to throw it, but if he tell you to throw it, I mean, you could probably benefit from it. But actually there's some guys out there actually never fought before, and they in the corners of good champions, and they're getting a lot of credit from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting a lot of credit. I'm not saying no names.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. You see it all day long. I
Hey,
mean, I
Bruce.
sit up and
Hey,
watch
Bruce.
and say, huh?
Yes.
No. Angelo Dundee's my man. We from the same. Real quick, me and Angelo's from the same neighborhood. He's
Oh,
only
okay.
he's only 5 minutes away from me in Italian. We live
Who's
here.
that?
Angelo Dundee is only 5 minutes from where I was born and raised. Walking distance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Angelo Dundee is only like 3 blocks from where I was born and raised. His Italian starts on 9th Street, and the blacks were on from 5th to 8th, and then the Italians from 8th to 12th, and there's a wide area. So we had a small area. And Angelo was born and raised only like we could walk to his house.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the Irish was on a lower street. The Irish was on from 4th to number 1, and a whole big area. And so we were the blacks. We were like in the middle. Jeff Chandler was like about 10 minutes over here. Saad Muhammad was like 10 minutes this way. So we always in South Philly. Yeah.
Getting those sandwiches from Reds.
Oh, Reds. How'd you know about Reds?
I know a lot. I know a lot of things.
Reds was in the Italian neighborhood, 2 blocks away from where I was born and raised. We used to go there and know who bought it from Reds. Vinny Barghese. Vinny Barghese family brought the Reds, famous Reds hoagies. Everybody, they was good hoagies.
Hey, Trisha Morrison's in the audience. Let's shout out to Trisha, man.
Hey.
But anyway, you guys, hey, and something else. And Stephen Donatelli, bro, shout out to you, man. Billy Moore, is that your brother? He was training my bro Jay Ruse, who's out in the audience. He mentioned that. I didn't want to interrupt you earlier, but Jay Marie, is that your brother, Billy Moore?
No.
Because somebody said out here, the comment was, and it's not a troll.
I saw it.
And that's not your brother.
No, Billy Moore. His name is Billy McDaniel, and my dad took him in. And he took him in around the time that he was training Tommy Brooks amateurly.
Oh, Tommy Brooks.
Yeah. And so my dad trained Tommy his whole youth into his amateurs. And Billy was a kid at the time that he picked up. And later on, he kind of took the name. And, Tommy went on and left and, became a great trainer himself. And, make a long story short, Billy never left. So when he finally left, he left with all the Archie Moore regalia saying, I'm his son, I was adopted, so on and so on. So when he went down to the gym, I'm sorry?
I said he even told his students, Billy Moore, he didn't, Jay Ruse, that, he's mentioned Archie Moore.
He told everybody, and if you were in San Diego, you just, my dad, he would call people, like he would call people son. Hey, son, come over here, so on. And it kind of like caught on. And, but we can say that for another time. But is he a blood relation to Archie Moore? No.
Okay. Jay Ruse, I hope we just learned something there, bro. Maybe he got a few extra bucks for that Moore name, training. Yeah.
I'm sure. But anyway, My DNA is
Hey, Bruce.
99.9% Archie Moore.
Oh, yeah. Paul was going to say something.
Oh, that is cool. Okay.
What's up, Paul?
Archie
I
told
just
me
before you start running the film of the fight, I thought I might give a little background as to just how long Archie waited for that title shot and what Joey Maxim did in the interim. Joey Maxim won the title in January of 1950, and he lost the title to Archie Moore in December of 1952, as we know, which is 35 months. I'd like to go over the record
his first.
that, pardon me? What I'd like to do is go over the record that Joey Maxim compiled. Joey Maxim did not defend the light heavyweight title for 19 months. And I made some notes just to tell you how he abused his position, which is something Archie Moore and a lot of other fighters would have never done. So, okay, here, his first fight, Maxim, after winning the title, was against Joe Dawson. You've never heard of Joe Dawson because his record was 3 wins and 4 losses at the time. Okay, it wasn't a title shot, obviously. Then he fought a guy by the name of Bill Peterson, whose record was 51, 35, and 8. And he had lost 4 of his previous 5 bouts. Then Jackie Swanson, who was 18, 11, and 1, and the loser of his last 5 fights, was his next opponent. Then he had a rematch with Peterson. His 5th fight was against Big Boy Brown, who you may have heard of because of his name. He sported a record of 14 wins, 21 losses, and 2 draws, and had lost his previous 7 fights. Next came Dave Whitlock, 28, 7, and 1, who had lost 4 of his last 6 bouts. And then he fought Herbert Hood, who was 15, 20, and 3, and had lost his previous 4. Now, Joey Maxim was rewarded for that impressive stretch with a shot at Ezer Charles' heavyweight crown before finally defending his title against a guy by the name of Bob Murphy. So, and then he had a non-title loss to Charles. He had a decision win against Ted Lowry, who was 68, 63, and 10. And then he fought Sugar Ray Robinson, a fight he was losing when Sugar Ray could not go on. And the other thing is that Doc Kearns, who at the time was Joey Maxim's manager, he told Archie, he said he avoided fighting him for as long as he possibly could. In the meantime, in 1951 alone, Archie fought 17 times, compiling a record of 15, 1 and 1. His only loss was to Harold Johnson, who he beat 4 out of the 5 times he fought him. So it was a whites-only proposition back then, especially in the light heavyweight division.
How did Maxim get away with
and
that?
so that's the backdrop.
Wow.
Paul,
Well, I mean, the way Max got away with it, because he was white, But then the thing about it is, all while Archie Moore is sitting in the number 1 catbird seat, he's fighting everybody, from number 10 to wherever he wanted to do, and he's zigzagging all across the boxing records, avoiding Archie Moore at all costs. So basically, almost 17 years, Archie Moore waited for a shot at the title. 17 years. So what he did was he began a letter writing campaign. He wrote 35 letters a day. He even offered to fight Maxim for free. So he demanded it, and the people got on Archie's side and said, we want to see this fight. He deserves the shot at the title. He's number 1. He's been number 1, for years. Years.
Harry, get the dog out, please.
Hey, I love it. I don't think anybody loves dogs more than I do. Maybe Jay Marie and maybe Eddie, man.
No,
Paul himself there. Hey, we're all dog lovers, man. And I don't know this cabinet member who shot her dog and her goat. That just turns my stomach in so many different ways. And I hope that's not a portal of things to come. But anyway, hey, let me just show out to Yankee Kyle, who's out there, man. Salute to you, brother. And the Drunk Irishman. Hey, I sent you a package today, man. I sent you some boxing magazines, and they're on their way, brother. Merry Christmas to you.
That's the man.
That's the man.
Bruce, I got to cook for my daughter. She got to go to school in the morning.
Hey, Terrible Tim, man. Thank you so much.
No, I'm gonna stay on for like 10 more minutes. Yeah, 10 more minutes. She keeps saying, "Dad, I gotta eat. I gotta eat," because I forgot.
Shania should learn how to cook. We gotta get a cooking show. She would be a great cook.
No, she knew how to cook something, but we was rushing today. We went to the gym, and she came home from school. She was tired, and I made her go to the gym with me because we did. Me and Brian was filming, doing some teaching. We was putting this thing up. I don't want to get away from the show real quick, but I was.
No, that's all right, man. It's
I was teaching them how to throw a combination. Young kids how to throw a combination, and we did two things, and you're going to put it on YouTube. So I did that, and I trained a little bit, and then I made her come with me, and she was tired because when she came home from school, we just went straight to the gym, and so I'm gonna go leave in like 7 minutes.
Well,
Come
let
on,
me
go
ask
ahead,
you this.
guys.
Let me
I'm
ask you
having
this,
fun.
Champ.
Huh?
Yeah. Let me ask you this before we get back on board. Are you training? Is she working out?
She's originally from the UK and she missed her mom. I went over there and I brought her back to America and sometimes she goes ups and downs with the way she feel. And so if my mom don't call her in like a couple of days or like a week or something, she get kind of like that.
Well,
So
to get her in that gym on that heavy bag. She don't have to do nothing else. She don't have to do
well,
nothing
she
else.
was. She could fight. She could fight and
Okay.
everything. It's just that
Okay.
she went down into a little bit of depression. And I can
Yeah.
understand
Well,
it.
I mean,
So no way.
I mean, the only reason why I'm commenting is because my brother, my father's first son, he's right after me, Hardy.
Okay.
He died.
Okay. Sorry.
And my dad, thanks. My dad was, devastated, and of course. And because I took care of him, was, my heart was broken in a million tiny pieces.
Okay.
And I got on the heavy bag. And after, which everybody knows, after being in a gym and being on the heavy bag, skipping your rope, speed bag, and so on, going a boxer's workout, you don't have nothing left in you to be depressed, to cry. You have nothing left. In the words of John I. Scully, I would come out of the gym, my hair would hurt. I mean, it was like, and all I could do was shower, eat, and go to bed, and then the next day it was the same thing. And it wasn't until one day something happened in the gym in front of my dad, and he couldn't believe it. And that's when I started training for my first pro debut.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, get her on that heavy bag and speed bag, or just skipping the rope.
Yeah,
Tim is training this young white boy. He's about 10 years old, and he throws a left hook in the right hand. He's going to be the next Sean O'Grady, man. We're gonna show you this stuff, man. It blew my mind. Tim says the hook, boom. This thing looks like a Joe Frazier hook coming out. Then Tim goes the right hand, bang, and move the head, and he's got the footwork.
Oh yeah, we got him.
Good.
We working with him really good.
Man.
Wesley. But I got 5 daughters, and my oldest one is 45. She'll be 46.
Oh, she's my age.
And I've been raising. There's one point at one time I had to raise 3 kids with the help of my sister. but it was
Uh-huh.
mainly me doing everything, and so that's why the courts checked my record out and they gave it to me, and I brought it here to America. They called everybody. They called people in America. They called people in England, and shit. And I passed in flying colors. So I know how to cook good. I clean up. I, and my daughters, they call me and say, "Dad, what's going on?" I help raise them. So I
Watch
chose
out,
I
watch out.
chose my kids over going out and partying, and that's why I'm here doing the podcast. I could be out there partying, chasing women and stuff, but I chose this is much fun, more fun. Um, you can go
It
out and
is.
party, you can go out and party and stuff, but I don't really. I do need a girlfriend though. I,
Women are going to be chasing you, brother. I'm telling you, man.
I need a girlfriend. I should have been calling Mustafa because I'm not saying he was the player, man. Mustafa, I could have look up to my old head. I'm talking about that, I'm talking about Mustafa. He was all right back in the day with the girls. I'm not talking about now. I don't want to get nobody in trouble.
Well, I had a way with that,
You
no
probably
doubt.
already did.
Yeah, I don't want to. So I learned how to cook. I learned how to clean. I tried to plait hair, but that didn't work. And I had fun doing it. The guys come over to me. Come on, Jim, let's go out and party. Let's smoke some weed. I'm saying, nah. And I used the kids to not let me go out. I said, look, man, I got a babysit. I can't do it. And I started liking that. I said, whoa, I'm gonna keep doing this, and now it's just me and her. And then nobody never came in this where I'm sitting, where you looking at. I've been
Mhm.
here for 3 years, and the only person came here was my daughters. And I think the guy that's doing my documentary, he came. But other than that, nobody came in this house in like 3 years. My mom, Shania, did grandma come in here? No. No, my mom didn't even come here. She didn't come, and none of my brothers been here. They could come if they want to. I started liking it. Watching TV and going out. I do need a girlfriend though, but I'm strong. I'm strong, um, and it's going to happen. I'm gonna have somebody to talk. I do talk to some of my exes and stuff, But it's
Well, there's
fun.
a
This is
reason why they're called exes.
exes. I didn't do. Hey,
There's a reason why.
You
You say
know,
you still talk. There's a
no, the
reason why.
boxing game, you get money, there's people around you. It was hard on my kids, it was hard on my kid's mother. It was hard on my kid's mother, and I felt sorry. I felt bad. It was hard on the kids and their mom. Me,
Yeah.
Mustafa, no, going around traveling and everybody around you, and
without a doubt.
yeah, it was hard, man. It was hard. So right now it was fun. All that stuff was fun, but you don't lead up to positive things unless you're married and your wife and y'all really cool together. But it's
Like
hard.
that.
It's really hard.
I'm
It's
sure it
hard.
is. That's why I'm glad my dad did whatever he was going to do, you know, uh, in his earlier years. And the beauty of it, though, is that, he still, after his career was over, he embarked on yet another career. But just like you, Tim and Coach, you're still who you are.
Yes.
He was still Archie Moore, no matter where we went. Even me as a child, all the way up to 40 years old, he was still Archie Moore, and everybody still wanted a part of him.
Mm,
Everybody. So to me, I shared my dad with the world
right.
till his
Okay.
last breath.
Okay.
And it was okay because what he showed me was that I came first. He was so
Oh,
protective.
that's cool.
Yeah, he was so protective of, say, like my sister and I, whenever, even as a grown woman, whenever we would cross the street or anything, or just walking around, say, a hotel, he would always hold our hands. And
That's
those are
cool. Yeah.
things that you remember forever and ever,
Yeah.
because just that hand touch let me know nobody was going to bother me.
I
Nobody.
believe that. I feel it. I can feel it. She's telling the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So I mean, it means a lot. Everything you do now, everything is not history. It's her history, her story.
her story.
It's her story. So I
First off,
mean, no
yeah,
matter, yeah, no matter what you say and the different things that you say to her, you know, repetitious repetition breeds revelation. So it's important that the things that you say and do to her and for her is always number one, and she'll never forget it.
I'm going to come back on, okay? I'm going to go ahead and,
Okay.
if it's all right, I love y'all guys. Love you,
Okay.
Mustafa. You the man, I'm telling you.
you
And
be
and
say yourself, buddy.
yes, I will. No, we're going to talk again. I appreciate you have your guys having me on. I'm always on. I'm working with Bruce, and it's a pleasure. I'm getting ready to go do my thing, to cook, and get ready for tomorrow. Okay, I love y'all, man.
Okay. All
And
right.
Mustafa, let's keep in touch so we can do something together. Okay, because I'll be doing podcasts too. We be doing stuff and collaborating.
I'll give you guys each. I'll text each of you your number. Eddie, I can't text Eddie. I'll just have to call him up and tell him your number.
No,
But
no problem. This here is keeping us in touch.
oh, definitely, definitely. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
Anytime your guys, if you want me to come on your shows and stuff, just call me. I got a little time. I don't do more than like 35 minutes though. Yeah, 35 minutes. So okay.
Maybe I can put some Scarroll on the line and we can get Kirby on there.
Hey, hey, listen, I love your man, and I'm going to go. She keep saying, "Come on, Dad, I gotta go to bed." I'm gonna cook her some fried chicken.
Well, get out of here, will you? Before
Yeah,
you get.
well, I'm trying to get her off the chicken. See, I don't eat beef or pork. I haven't eaten for 50 years, and chicken and fish for 5. I'm trying to get her off of this last little bit of chicken. So I'm thinking about 4 months, she's not gonna be eating no meat. So, all right, I love you all. Have me on the next one, okay?
Absolutely.
I
Okay.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Right then.
I'll see you.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Let me shout out my brother D Free who came in here, man. My brother Jose Diaz, Stephen Donatelli over there on Facebook. And let me see, Hollow Davis, my man. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. We're having a great conversation over here. I got Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, one of the greatest light heavyweights I ever seen. I got Archie Moore, the daughter of the greatest light heavyweight I ever saw. I got Paul Gallagher, a boxing historian. You want to hear facts? Let Paul get going. And man, I'm just kicking back and enjoying it, man. So please, legends, take over.
Okay. So I guess where we were talking about.
So you got the fight. You ready to?
Oh, go
Oh, you
ahead.
want? I have. Want to watch the whole 15 rounds? I got highlights of it in color. Want to
Yeah.
bring
No.
those
No.
back?
No. Highlights are fine.
Okay, cool. Let me bring them up. And Paul, you want to give us a little background? And hey, Eddie, before we get started, how did you meet Archie Moore? How did you two hook up?
Well, I went to Archie. I knew where he lived at in San Diego, and I went to him and tell him I would like for him to teach me because I've read about Archie, how great he was, and how his longevity as light heavyweight champion was put into effect. So I wanted to have that same effect. And he taught me a lot. I learned a lot from Archie.
But did he take you as a student right away? Did he take
Right
you on?
away.
Right away.
Right away, because I was already world champion.
Oh, okay. So
he took me and taught me a lot.
Oh,
that was mutual beneficial because having a world champion on Archie's resume, just like you having Archie Moore on yours, I mean that's a no lose combination right there.
So I had a great time with Archie. I learned an awful lot.
All right, man. This fight, Paul. You want to walk us through this fight while we watch the highlights of it? Because I'm sure you definitely are the man. Eddie, too bad you couldn't be seeing this right now, bro.
Okay. Well, part of the reason, there was such racism back in the day that I read a quote by Sandy Sadler. He said, "If you're white, you're right. If you're black, get back." So that was a game that was played on all of the great black fighters. A lot of guys had to throw fights against white fighters just to earn enough to eat and to feed their families. So the anticipation was there. And as a matter of fact, what Archie did is he invited, he made sure his mother and his father came to the fight. And it was the first time he ever saw them together. And he glanced over at them before the fight started. And it was like that was his first victory of the night, just having them together. And and so that was the backdrop. It was held in what I believe St. Louis, right?
Yeah,
And
hometown.
the problem is that the referee it was would not have been his choice for the fight, and it was reflected in the scoring, which we'll talk about later. So, what are we watching here?
These are highlights. These are in color. This is highlights of the fight. And Archie seems to be. See, today they would call that clinching, but there's no way that's clinching. That's tying the guy up and keeping his hands moving. Just a part of boxing that's not even practiced today.
Yeah, they'd rather run.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what kind of tricks did
yeah, this was.
I was going to ask Eddie, what kind of tricks did Archie show him after he was already a world champion? What was there to show you? Was there anything that you?
Well, basically, how to hit and not get hit, because you could be counterpunched very easily.
Yeah.
and what did that involve? A lot of head movement, foot movement.
Oh, a ton of head movement. That's why you never heard me stutter, because I moved my head.
Right.
I mean, that's the truth. You and Tim and I talked to a lot of fighters that didn't move their head, but the two that I had on here tonight, they knew their defense and they were taught by Archie Moore directly or indirectly. So it's an art. And Jay Marie will tell you, Archie had all his marbles till his dying day.
Yeah, absolutely.
The lost art of defense.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
he didn't get hit a lot. First year he was in boxing, he learned defense. It was only then, after that he learned how to maximize the power in his punches. But that's why they call it boxing. Yeah, hit and don't get hit.
Was Joey Maxim? How would you rate him, Paul? Skill wise.
He very rarely.
Oh no, your mic is
down. It wasn't until they fought for a third time where Archie finally knocked Joey Maxim down twice, and he took great pride in that. But he dominated Joey in this fight, and the scores. I've got the scores here, and you generally don't see such a wide disparity in scoring. Let me see where it is.
So have people ever thought that Joey Maxim wasn't that great? Look at the
one of the judges scored the fight.
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, he was good against a lot of white fighters. He was overmatched against Ezra Charles. He was overmatched against Archie Moore.
Ray Robinson.
I'm not familiar with, but Fred Connell was one of the judges. He scored the fight 87-63, a 24 point difference. Howard Hess was the other official, the other judge, scored it 82-68, a clear winner. But Harry Kessler, who used to be a fighter himself, who Archie knew, and Archie knew the Kessler brothers for a long time from St. Louis, he scored it 76-74, a 2-point win.
Hey,
Nat Fletcher scored it 11 rounds for Moore, 2 for Maxim, and 2 rounds were even. So how the hell Harry Kessler ever saw that fight at 76-74? I don't know.
Wow. Shout out to my brother Unc Dre Finest out there, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. We're mixing up with legends in here. But yeah, Archie Moore definitely was pushing him around the ring. He wasn't getting hit at all. I mean, you can see he's beating him to the punch every time. Joey Maxim has a jab, not much else.
Well, Archie was a complete fighter. He can box and he can punch.
Yep.
Right. Kind of like Ray Robinson.
Exactly.
He could do it all. He could do it all. What after the fight, Maxim spoke to reporters in the dressing room, and here's what he said. I mean, back then you could say things like this without being called on it. He said, "These guys don't grow old. These guys." You know what he meant. They just get better and better. And he said that Moore was a better fighter than Ray Robinson. That sneaky right hand he throws is murder. I knew he was good. I thought he would weaken in the later rounds, but he got stronger as the fight went on. Boy, is he tough. I mean, that was one of the constants in Archie's career. As the fight went on, he got stronger, even in his later fights, like against the Italian in 1960, Giulio Rinaldi. Yeah, he was as fresh. He was stronger in the 15th round than he was in the 5th round.
Well, some fighters are like that.
So,
and when he was with you, Eddie, was he eating meticulously too, staying off the fats, the carbs, all the bad stuff, and eating clean and healthy? Like Jay Marie told us that he used to chew the meat and spit it out.
Oh yeah, all the time.
That's just the wild stories.
That's how he made the weight, light heavyweight.
Yep.
Was weight a big issue for him?
No, not a big issue because he knew how to do it. Like he just said, he didn't eat the meat. He sucked the juices out and spit the meat out.
That's crazy. And Eddie,
how he had the discipline to do that.
Eddie has an interesting story. Eddie has an interesting story about making weight too. That I asked him about it earlier when he fought Michael Spinks for the rematch, and the fight. In fact, this fight changed the whole history of how HBO does business. It kind of made fighters forego same day weigh-ins. It was a 15-rounder. Eddie, you can tell it better than I can, man. You wanna elaborate on this story a little bit, please?
Well, 15-round fight.
No, I'm talking about the weight. When you didn't make the weight and the scales were rigged, and I mean, it was the whole night was an incredible HBO. They make documentaries about things like this. Fights were scheduled for the same day weigh-ins, but HBO at the time was new, and they had movies. It was they were trying to get subscribers, very very tight professional programming, and they had the Eddie Mustafa Muhammad Michael Spinks rematch in a time slot. I think it was from 8 to 10, and people had actually, this was an event. People wanted to see this rematch, You know, Eddie,
Oh, well,
Eddie, Michael. And then what happened at the weigh-in, Eddie?
Well, Michael pulled out of the rematch. You know, after I made the weight.
Oh wow.
You made the weight. I thought you didn't make the weight, and the scales were screwed up.
The scales were rigged. You know, I knew that because one of my guys checked the scales, and it was 2.5 pounds off.
Wow.
Michael never came into a fight weighing 175 pounds. He always came in the fight weighing at least 73 pounds. And he came in 2.5 pounds over the weight. You know, so I knew the fight. The scales were rigged.
Yeah, that was an amazing night, and they changed that kind of changed the whole history of boxing. Now they do weigh-ins the day before, and they give fighters the whole day to make weight, and not only they give them the day to make weight, but they give them the next day to rehydrate. So you're seeing these mismatches with these guys are, you know, they're being outweighed by 20 pounds when the bell rings.
Exactly.
Did this happen back in your day with same day weigh-ins?
Not at all. Same day weigh-ins.
You think they'll ever go back to it?
No.
Yeah.
But they should. They should. There's a lot of things from to me from yesteryear that they should leave incorporated in today's boxing. You know, I mean a lot of things, and they, you know, this is the way to me that they control boxing.
Yeah, man, that's kind of why today's boxing. I'm like I'm a casual when it comes to today's boxing. But you go back to the 80s and the 70s, Eddie's era, and I can tell you what kind of suit these guys wore the day before the fight. I could tell you who they were sparring with. I could give you the top 10 rankings with WBA, the WBC, but today it's confusing. It's a mismatch. You got all these fighters in the top 10 who have no losses on their record, but they haven't fought anybody. And how can they be ranked against each other when they haven't fought each other? Man, I'll tell you.
I mean, there's so many. To me, it's like they just give belts away. Here, you get a belt. You get a belt. You get a belt. You know, I mean, it's amazing.
The intern belt, the silver belt, the gold belt. It's terrible. Did you have to deal with that, Eddie? Did you have to deal with sanctioning fees with the WBA? Did they take a lot?
Without a doubt. Of course, they had to get their cut.
A lot of money for a sanctioning fee.
Any fee that was involved, you had to. If you were to fight for a title, WBA, IBF, or WBC, you had to pay your sanctioning fee.
Yeah, everybody pays sanctioning fees.
But how? No, my question is, how much are sanctioning fees? Are they like exorbitant, or are they just part of?
No. What are they? What are they, Coach? Like, you know, depends on the fight. Depends on the belt. You know, I've seen it anywhere from $750 to $1,500.
See, I thought it was a percentage. I've heard from other YouTube chat rooms it was like a 3%. WBA gets a 3% of your purse to sanction a belt. It sounds crazy, especially when you talk about the purses they're putting out today. But I mean, I hate to use somebody's quote, but what do I know? I'm just a little peon out here in the boxing world.
I don't know. You know, I'll check it out. I'll find out for you, Bruce, and let you know what they do now.
It's kind of interesting. It is, man. But anyway, man, I tied you guys up for an hour. I tied Eddie's phone. His phone's probably running out of batteries by now. And you know, it's just great being on here with the legends once again. And Paul, man, Paul the historian, and anybody that wants that reads books these days. There's still a few of you out there. Paul Gallagher, he's got a great book on the life of Sonny Liston. I'm going to put it in the comment in the section below. We'll leave this on YouTube forever. And do yourself a favor. Makes a great gift around the holidays also. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on once again. Mustafa, my brother, thank you for coming on and coming on the show, bro.
It's my pleasure. Anytime.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Hey.
call me anytime.
Take care now.
Anybody want to say anything else? I guess not. We're out of here, man. Peace, everybody. Peace and love.
Okay, bye-bye.